Hi, this is Garvey Campbell, and you are watching Carnival 24. Coming up, the Notting Hill Virtual Carnival is weeks away. Jersey City's Carnival goes virtual. Virgin Atlantic warns it's running out of money. The 2020 B.V.I. Emancipation Festival survives the virus. Samba schools in Rio de Janeiro say no vaccine, no carnival. And finally, Ghana sends 95 nurses to work in Barbados. Keep watching, we hope you enjoy this week's show. Make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and if you're watching this on Facebook and want to see our most recent stories today, then make sure you subscribe to the Carnival 24 YouTube page where we release these videos 2 weeks early, and click on the little bell icon to make sure you don't miss any of our shows in future. And also, while you may have missed it, for the past 4 weeks, Grace Foods have been running a video series under a new campaign called Chill and Grill. Grace Foods are the UK's largest supplier of traditional Caribbean food and drinks, and under a new campaign called Chill and Grill, they've been releasing videos with recipes, competitions and short videos hosted by top Caribbean chefs. While many of you might have felt stir-crazy stuck indoors during the lockdown, the truth is it's a great opportunity to increase your knowledge and sharpen your skills, so that when things return to normal, you'll have a few new tricks in the bag to impress your friends. You can find out more by checking out their Facebook page and YouTube pages by searching for Grace Foods, or depending on where you are in the world, you can check out their websites www.gracefoods.co.uk and www.gracefoods.com. And now, on with the show. The digital edition of the Notting Hill Carnival goes online from August the 29th through to August the 31st. Notting Hill Carnival may have been cancelled, but the organisers of Notting Hill Carnival have made it clear that it doesn't mean that the celebrations have been completely postponed until next year. Every August since 1966, Notting Hill Carnival has brought a massive celebration of arts and culture to the streets, typically welcoming 2 million guests throughout the party. But now, due to the spread of the virus, festival organisers have made the decision to end its in-person activities and go online instead. On their website, the Notting Hill Carnival organisers say, due to the current epidemic, the Notting Hill Carnival 2020 has been cancelled, but some celebrations are taking place online. The digital Notting Hill Carnival promises an online event where you can dance to the sound of steel pans and calypso music, watch food and drink shows, and learn more about the carnival and its people in interviews over 3 days of live streams on 4 dedicated channels. And the lineup is not yet announced, but it's promising plenty of great music and entertainment throughout the carnival weekend. If you're interested in watching the digital carnival, you can find further information on the Notting Hill Carnival Access All Areas website, where you can also sign up for the show at aaa.nhcarnival.org. After 25 years, Jersey City's Caribbean Carnival goes virtual. It's not quite the 25th anniversary that the Jersey City Caribbean Carnival was hoping for, but due to the virus and putting everyone's safety first, the Jersey City West Indian and Caribbean American Carnival will be going virtual, as it celebrated its 25th anniversary on July the 25th on Zoom, Instagram and Facebook Live. The Jersey City Carnival takes place every 4th Saturday of July, where a parade begins at Lincoln Park and continues en route to the festival at Exchange Place. The festival activities normally include health screenings and education, children's activities and authentic Caribbean cuisine. JC Carnival made a call for DJs, carnival masqueraders, folklore mass bands, cultural bands, steel pan artists, dancers, designers and community organisations to submit short videos to play during the virtual experience. Commenting on the virtual carnival, founder, president and CEO of the carnival said, "Never in my wildest dreams did I expect to celebrate this way this year." The event was held on Zoom and had a great turnout with people in costumes and some of the great music we've come to expect whenever we attend a carnival. More information on their festival can be found on their website, jccarnival.com, and they can also be followed on their Facebook page at Jersey City Carnival. Sir Richard Branson's Virgin Atlantic could run out of cash next month if creditors do not approve a £1.2 billion rescue deal. In our previous shows, we've covered some of the challenges facing Virgin Atlantic due to the effect that the virus had on the entire aviation industry. Whilst the airline is fundamentally sound, Virgin lawyers have recently announced that restructuring and fresh injection of money is critical to securing its future. The plans need approval from creditors under a court-sanctioned process, and in order to relieve some of the pressure, Virgin Atlantic is also seeking protection under Chapter 15 of the US Bankruptcy Code, which enables a foreign debtor to shield their assets in the country. The court in London heard that the airline's cash flow would drop to critical levels by the middle of next month, and it would run out of money altogether by the 28th of September. David Allison, the QC for Virgin Atlantic, said that the demand for flights has plummeted to a level that until now would have been unthinkable, and as a result of the virus, the group is now undergoing a liquidity crisis. Mr. Allison said that without a solvent recapitalisation that includes an injection of new money, Virgin Atlantic's directors would have no choice but to place the company into administration in mid-September 2020 in order to wind down the business and sell any assets where possible. Meanwhile, British Airways has confirmed plans to launch a new service between London Gatwick and Montego Bay in Jamaica, as well as resuming flights to 4 additional Caribbean destinations, which could be the start of an aggressive push to fill the void if Virgin Atlantic fail to find a solution to their current situation. With the effects of the virus still being felt throughout the aviation industry, affecting airlines such as Liat and Virgin Atlantic, the future of travel to the Caribbean may look dramatically different in 2021. And while this situation changes on an almost weekly basis, we'll continue to monitor how things progress and provide you with updates wherever we can. The B.V.I. Emancipation Festival went ahead despite complications caused by the virus. This year's Emancipation Festival included a variety of in-person and virtual elements that were designed to avoid large crowds. Dr. Natalio Wheatley, the B.V.I. Minister of Culture, voiced his decision to go ahead with the event in a scaled-back form by saying, "Our ancestors worked too hard for too long and went through too much to be ignored." This year's event used the opportunity to place a greater focus on the history and culture of the B.V.I. This year's festivities kicked off with a cultural food fair on July the 31st, followed by a virtual ceremony modelled after the one celebrating Territory Day, which marks the official start of the Emancipation Festival. On August the 1st, the Carrot Bay Farmers Market featured some VI cultural highlights, including traditional VI music and popular foods. Churches also hosted morning services with a strong emancipation theme on August the 2nd, and virtual services were also broadcasted and were concluded with a virtual gospel explosion, featuring vocals by Kendra, Jovan Klein, Dwight Hutchinson, Brent Hoyt, and more. On August the 3rd, they held a virtual soca showcase, with a Calypso review on August the 4th, and on August the 5th, they held a Festival of Culture and Praise hosted at Long Look and East End in the B.V.I. If you want to check out some of the online shows that took place during the B.V.I.'s Virtual Emancipation Festival, then these can still be found on the Virgin Islands Facebook page at Virgin Islands Festival. Some of Rio's biggest Samba schools say they will not participate in next year's carnival unless a coronavirus vaccine is widely available. 5 of the top 12 Samba schools, including Mangueira and Baija Flor, have said they'll vote to postpone the parades in a meeting that's discussing the 2021 Rio Carnival. Renatinho Gomez, the head of the São Clemente Samba School, raised the important question, saying, "How can you gather crowds without collective immunity?" The mayor of the northwestern city of Salvador de Bahia, where festivities also attract thousands of tourists, has proposed postponing the carnival season nationwide until April or June. However, Samba school directors remain doubtful about fixing a date without a vaccine. Fernando Fernandez, director of Via Isabel School, said without a vaccine it's impossible to organise the carnival on any day, be it February or June. And he closed by saying schools could also find themselves exposed to a court ruling which could cancel festivities at the last minute. Once we've made heavy investments, the infections curve could rise again and the courts could step in to suspend the parade. Each year, the parades and monumental floats attract tens of thousands of tourists to Rio, and each Samba school parades with nearly 3,000 costume members dancing close together in the largest purpose-built carnival stage in the world, the Sambadrome. But the close proximity of dancers and spectators in the carnival poses a massive problem for organisers. Earlier this month, Rio's health ministry recently reported more than 132,000 cases of the virus. However, there are signs that this has been tailing off over recent weeks, with shops and restaurants in Rio that have been gradually reopening, although schools remain closed. 2 vaccines currently under development are being tested on volunteers in Brazil, and overall Brazil has had a total of nearly 1.9 million cases and nearly 73,000 deaths. The most optimistic forecast are for a vaccine to be developed and in distribution by early 2021. To help you track the spread and decline of COVID-19 in the country you're most interested in, we've added 2 articles on our site that will help, and we'll add links to both of these articles in the description box. More than 7 months after they were scheduled to arrive, 95 Ghanaian nurses finally touched down in Barbados. Last week, an aircraft carrying 95 nurses landed in Barbados waving and holding Ghana's flag, and they were greeted with a warm welcome by officials from the government of Barbados. Soon after, they were transported to the temporary arrival hall of the airport in Barbados, where they were greeted with salutes and elbow bumps by the Minister of Health and Wellness, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, the Minister of Tourism and International Transport, Senator Lisa Cummins, and Executive Chairman of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Juliet Bino Sutherland. The arrival is the outcome of an initiative that began when the President of Ghana paid a day's working visit to the Caribbean island in June last year and held bilateral talks with Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, where they discussed a potential solution to a shortage of professional nurses in Barbados. During the welcoming ceremony at a press conference, Jeffrey Bostic welcomed the healthcare workers to the island, where the nurses have been contracted to work for 2 years. In his welcome speech, Jeffrey said while their arrival was a long time in coming, he was glad they'd finally landed, and he went on to say, "The first thing I want to do, which I think is the most important thing, is to say on behalf of the Prime Minister, the government, and indeed the fine people of Barbados to warmly welcome our brothers and sisters from Ghana to Barbados. This is a momentous occasion in several ways, in spite of the challenges that would have confronted us over the last several months to get to this point. The moment has finally come, and I want to say it's a pleasure. The nurses will work at Queen Elizabeth Hospital and the Geriatric Hospital, as well as several polyclinics across the island. And they'll not only help in the fight against the virus, but in delivering quality healthcare services in all aspects. One of the nurses, named Gifty Sessi, said, "I'm excited to be here, I'm real happy, this is my first time in the Caribbean, and we're going to provide the best service we have." While another nurse said, "I've come to serve, and I'll give my very best." So, those are our stories for this week, and this week's tune of the week is Juicy Fruit by BodineVictoria from the Bahamas. BodineVictoria is a musician and a multi-talented entertainer. She's performed songs in the hip-hop and reggae genres, but she also likes to keep Bahamian culture alive through her music with songs like Rock on My Cherry, All Day All Night, and Good Feelings, which all pay homage to Bahamian entertainers of the 1950s to the 1990s. BodineVictoria also works as a teacher and an actress and scriptwriter for television and theatre, and she was the first female music ambassador for the Bahamas Telecommunications Company in 2008. So, we really love this tune and we know you'll too. This is Garvey Campbell, and you have been watching Carnival 24. We'll see you next time.
BodineVictoria, the coconut goddess, and Juicy Fruit from the Bahamas, and you're watching the Carnevale Network.
Because the money, 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 money make me happy, oh, make me happy, oh, make me happy. Because the money, 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 money make me happy, oh, make me happy, oh. You holding up the line, stop wasting time. It's Juicy Fruit in your ting, then get off the line. Every time you come round, you looking for something to try. Why you so cheap? Always browsing like samples, but when you go by, never mind, when come around. Green mango in season, you squeeze in the fruit. The riper the mango, the sweeter the juice. Don't fill up the dilly, 'cause all of them sweet. Don't pull up your basket if you tryna eat. No, you want it, don't snack on it. Someone else will come and take it. Once you know. If you want it, don't snack on it. Someone else will come and take it.
Someone else want this, you know?
You holding up the line. Stop wasting time. If Juicy Fruit in your ting, then get off the line. You holding up the line.